Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am so excited to do this recap, even though it's kind of a hard day, as most of you know.
Mhm.
But I'm excited to get into this energy and remembering this energy of just love and light. And I see Gigi's here. Hi, Gigi. So uh, it's wonderful to be with Jeffrey and Kevin and Terry. I just squishing you all. Uh, Feels good.
Squishing you back.
So, do either one of you want to start us off and kind of talk about?
Yeah. So, first of all, thank you everybody for coming back and being with us. This is, I know a lot of us have had a little bit of struggle re-entering real life, as it were.
That was the real deal.
I know I absolutely 1000% did. And I really kind of like just forgot about that part because I was in such a hurry to move, and it's such an important piece in this whole process for all of us, where we join up and we're in our own little bubble of bliss for, some of us for almost a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there is that period of time where we need to give ourselves a little bit of space and a little bit of grace and really recognize that. Who was it that posted that in the group on Facebook about how I think it was Matt, we're at when we take ourselves to a higher plateau, we're able to see and feel
Oh
from
yeah,
a much higher frequency. And then we got to come back down here to real life, and we forget, how much of a struggle it can be. But we've been there and we've seen it and we feel it, and that's what we have to hold on to, because it's still very much a piece of every one of us on our insides. And when we come together like this, we're there.
And I liked that quote as well, and we'll bring Matt up in a second, and maybe he'll share the real quote. But the fact that you don't lose that, you have that new vision to bring. Of course, we go back down the mountain, but we still have the view that we had while we were there with us. But I do want to. I want to, Jeffrey. I want to jump in here because reentry is a thing. It's a real thing, and to honor that time and see it as it is, and it's okay, and just allow it to kind of move through and then recenter. It's all good, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm interested. I think that folks will have some stories to share.
Please, yes.
Reentry. Mm-hmm.
Re-entry, exactly.
Yeah, it's funny. Just talking to you guys here and being at the same room. I'm saying, but being in everybody's energy, all of a sudden, just boom, one more time. It's like right spirits just coming in big time.
Mm.
So you guys, yeah, tapping that energy, Deanne. That's perfect. That's the way to say it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How was your reentry, Terry? I mean, how was your experience in Sedona? Well, tell us a little.
Funny you should ask. So I came home and it was lovely, and my daughter had a real heart-to-heart conversation. I had to stop and do some witnessing awareness and watch that and say, okay, what's the most important thing in this? And I'm on this high, so I can be there. I can meet her where she's at. And it was one of the most profound experiences we've ever had together.
Wow.
It was phenomenal because I thought, oh, this is really going to hurt my buzz here, or it could, right? I had to think about that. And I thought, nah, you're a mom. You got it. You got this. And it was, I made such great contact we did together. It was amazing. So.
How wonderful. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. It really was.
And I know that you actually did a show with Richie. And kind of talked about, well, not kind of, you did talk about the experience. the both of you about the experience in Sedona.
Yeah. Yeah, Richie's amazing. So, Richie, I kind of wander and pitter patter when I talk. I know this about myself, and I'm cool with it. But Richie can say something in like 2 words, and he's like, "I am," and I'm like, "Okay, well, that's all we needed to have." And so it was really fun to talk to him about it because I was meandering and he was just very succinct about it. But it was lovely, you guys, and it wasn't just like the opening and the closing, but everything in between. There was so much going on. There was so much thought, so much intention, but it was led by spirit. I mean, you guys were, doing your own creative things led by spirit, and it was completely different from each other. And each one of them took groups of us into different classes or different groups. And it was like completely different than the other ones did, but so profound. It was just, yeah, it was amazing.
And I can't tell you, Terry, how warming that is in my spirit to hear, because that was our intention. I'm teary because that was our intention, was to just allow source spirit to direct and guide for the most benevolent outcome for every single person that came. And the way you describe that just kind of, it's just like, we're just holding, like, I know that your name is holding space, but we're just holding the space. And it happened. And so that was beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, it was remarkable. And even the way you guys, everything was set up with candles and chairs, and it was set up in a way with east, south, northwest. It was like everything was just very intentional spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
But yet I love that it was led by spirit, and there was fun about that. That made it more exciting. That made it more spur of the moment. So, yeah, it was amazing.
Awesome. Thank you.
How about you, Kevin?
Hi.
How was your reentry?
You know what? It was good. I mean, I've done quite a few, and so I feel like this one, I mean, it was just a very different experience, which I've shared with both of you and all of you, actually. It was good. It was good. I felt like it was also what I needed to experience, and that was the beauty of it. Is, with all of the feedback that we've had with the private conversations and the group conversations and the feedback, and more of that to come, everybody got something out of it. And I think that was really just the intention of, like you said, holding that space for where people were at. And I know one of the big things for me is that I always have a lot of things on the go. And I try to show up really personally grounded and present. And I would say that with the feedback and the sharing of people going to Sedona before, I wasn't sure what to expect as far as the energy there. It was my first time going. And the closer I got, because we flew into Phoenix, and then the closer we got into Sedona, the more and more grounded I felt. And I loved that energy. I felt like I was really held in a really supportive way. And I can't remember a time that it felt like time stood still in the world of like what was outside of that experience, meaning I was so present that nothing was distracting me. I wasn't thinking about all the things or the people or the responsibilities. I was so present in that experience that I in reflection, I can't remember a time for that, 8 days that I was there, that was sustained. So for me, that was such a gift because I was able to make connection with people, be in the conversation. We did some wonderful things together.
Mm-hmm.
It truly was life-changing. And so, I'm excited.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you said that because you got folks, everybody that comes and experiences it, they have their experience there, but we also are experiencing
Yeah.
the energy and the shifting and the love.
Absolutely.
We are changed as well, and
Yeah.
it's because of you. Yeah, it's because of folks that came. Beautiful.
So true.
Evan. Hi, Evan.
Yeah,
He's
especially today. Yes, I'm so glad we're doing this, especially today.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you for doing, especially today, right?
Should we bring a couple people on?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's.
Why don't we just go right in line?
Sure.
Well, let's go here because I want to give in case Lisa.
Oh, there she
Aw.
is.
Oh, Lisa.
Lisa.
Lisa, you're on screen.
Oh, hi. Hi on screen.
I'm going to bring Evan too because he was also.
Oh, wait, I didn't.
Oh,
I
hey,
didn't.
Evan.
Yeah.
Evan.
So good
Aw,
to
hi,
see
Evan.
you.
Oh my gosh. Hi, honey.
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
So good to see your faces.
it's like a reunion. I love
I
it.
know.
It is. What do you guys feel like saying? We'd love to hear.
Oh gosh, I mean, I just felt like, well, I do want to say, I want to preface it with, this was my first retreat ever, and to be able to participate in this retreat with helping set it up and being supportive and all that stuff, as well as taking the courses in the retreat, it really set the bar high. So. I kind of feel like I want to be like the in charge of advertising on this right now. In the future, should my friends here decide to pursue future retreats, I highly recommend it. You will find love, you will find support, you will find yourself, and you will find that others are so supportive of you. You'll definitely discover things. You will surprisingly find things that you were not seeking. Let me just say it like that. So I think that that's a wonderful thing. And but yeah, it was just a wonderful environment. Everybody was so sweet. And there's also a lot of knowledge with it. You're going to learn things. You're going to come away from this with something that you can take home and you can spread to others. You can definitely share your experience with other people, and I love the longevity of it, because I forgot who said it, but somebody said when you go to these retreats, any retreat, there's like this residual, like for a few weeks and stuff, you still kind of feel something. Oh, that's real. That's real for sure. So yes, you definitely come away with it. You bring it with you, and it's just it was just a wonderful experience. I feel like I'm rambling, and I've had a lot of over-the-counter medications, guys. So but trust, it was just wonderful. It was, yeah.
The thing I wanted to say, Lisa, that you brought in right now was brilliant. You are brilliant, Lisa. But that you come in with an intention, right? We all have this intention of what we're hoping for, but there's always the unexpected where spirit just surprises and brings in something else.
There's always room for more.
There's room for more. So that's wonderful, isn't it? The unexpected always shows up, because it's the most benevolent outcome for you in that situation. You may have that intention, but Spirit's like, hey, here's a little more.
Absolutely. Yes.
Love that. Evan.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I just noticing some of the comments, and somebody said y'all are so smiley, and I think that probably for most of us, like me, this is the first time I've smiled all day today, being back with all of you. So first of all, I want to thank the three of you, really, also Terry and Lisa, but certainly, Kevin and Debbie and Jeff. I just want to thank you for Whew, such a profound and powerful experience. I suppose I should thank Spirit also, but I like a lot of people, I got very used to being there and living on the mountaintop, as it were, and it was very, very hard for me, and I know all of us, to come back to our lives. Jeff and I had to move, as you all know, we've talked about this 100 times. And everyone had their lives to go back to and various challenges, but it's just being with you all again, just sitting in your presence like this is so amazing and so powerful. And I seriously, I feel very smiley. I haven't felt
Me too.
all since last night.
Mhm.
Anyway, thank you for the three of you for what you did for all of us. I mean, I have been on spiritual retreats before. A lot of them were kind of churchy when I did that sort of thing. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. And to be able to experience my own and everyone's, spiritual power, for lack of a better word, and just sit in that and hold it and share it through Reiki, and to have all that time in meditation, which I don't do by myself, but I will do in a group because I'm not disciplined enough and my ADHD brain goes in 100 different directions. I can tell you.
Aww.
So I don't have the words to adequately capture everything that I experienced there, but it was deeply needed and deeply expansive and life-changing, and the three of you together are absolute magic. And Terry, having you thrown in the mix, and Lisa also, was just like added blessings.
Yay.
Mhm.
So yeah, I look forward to the next. I look forward to the next one, whatever it is.
We need to do this like every month, right?
Right.
I know.
What I loved, I heard you say, Evan, was that recognizing other people's spiritual power. And I think that was one of the takeaways for me that really stands out, where we're in this space and so many people came by themselves, and you can feel a lot of things when you show up in these places or spaces with this group of people that you don't know, and watching it brings a lot of the emotion back for me in witnessing the connections that were made. Was, I think, if I was to put on the list of things that were my favorites, that would be it. Really seeing people make those deep connections.
Oh yeah.
And I love that. I'm recognizing our own spiritual power. I love that, Evan. It was wonderful to witness. So
the whole thing is a gift from start to finish. And everybody, and I just marvel. I'll just say this one more thing, but I marvel at how you let this be incarnational and you let Spirit just take the lead. And even the timing of this reunion call is so needed today. Like you Spirit picked the perfect day. So I continue to marvel at sort of the perfection in all of it.
And if everybody stays till the end, we are going to sit in the power just a little bit. Just, you all remember sitting in the power. Yeah, so that'll be special today.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty, should we filter them out?
Yes.
Filter them out, filter them in.
Love you guys. Aww.
Somebody was on it. I think it was Brianna. Thank you. I like that. He's like, I ain't wasting no time.
Yeah, say hi to Brianna, everybody. Brianna's in backstage helping us.
Ooh, Brianna.
Great. We love it. And we can bring a couple more on. Whatever you think, Brianna, that we'll just...
Yeah, go for it.
Whoever you want to choose. Thank you. Allie.
Allie, Cindy.
Aw, yay.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
Hi.
How is everyone doing today?
Well,
Better now.
yeah, right.
Now, but
Doing a lot of self-care.
Totally agree with Evan that it was divine timing that we meet today.
Yeah, it really was. We're so taken care of. We're so
Yes,
taken care of. Mm-hmm.
for sure.
What would you
Well,
like to hear?
I'd like to thank you guys for putting the retreat together. It was my first spiritual retreat, and I haven't even been able to put it in words because I haven't finished processing everything yet. The other day I was telling my husband, oh yeah, and I had a channeling. Debbie did a channeling for me. And some guy said he was sorry. And I'm like, and he's like, you didn't tell me that. I'm like, I just remembered. It's like all this stuff is just like still processing and filtering through. And Debbie, I'm going to plan a session with you because it's driving me crazy. I got to figure this out.
Yeah, we got to figure this out.
But I so appreciated the, I know Evan mentioned about just the timing of it or how you let it just be. It didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel too long. It didn't feel too short. It just felt like we had time to breathe and attempt to try to process it at the moment. But I think that the idea of that holding space where everybody was really feeling, I think, similar things, it just felt comforting. I didn't have to feel anxious about like being in a group of people I didn't know and, you know, releasing in this way. And I felt safe, and that was very much appreciated. And I think that's one of the reasons that made it so special. So, thank you.
I like that you said that, because Kevin had said, you know, that it was, you know, it took some bravery to come by yourself to something.
Yeah.
But then you made these beautiful connections and holding space for each other, so important. And but just creating this connection, beautiful. I think it was all designed, wasn't it?
It was. And I'm ready for more connection. I wish I could have become closer to more people. I keep thinking about, oh yeah, I wanted to ask her about that experience that I saw her have, and, you know, different things like that. So I'm the one that keeps going, when are we doing it again? Because I want to come back and make more connections.
Hey. And Cindy, how about you?
Well, I was one of the ones that came by myself. I haven't really done a lot of traveling recently. I used to, for my job, I used to travel by myself all the time. 20 years ago, I went to Sedona with a friend, but then also to Phoenix to check out different venues for events and training. So the night before, I'm getting ready and I'm packing, and like 10 o'clock, I just got this overwhelming feeling like I shouldn't do this. I don't think I can do this. But I just calmed myself down and just said, just one step at a time, you know, just get to the airport, then get on the plane, and, you know, but that kind of surprised me as far as, because I never really experienced that before. So I was so thankful when I got there. The people, everybody was so welcoming and so, and this was my very first spiritual retreat. So, you know, I had no idea what to expect. I know there were workshops, but I didn't know what was going to be covered. And the first one, I think, with Jeffrey was when he said that there was going to be a 50-minute meditation. It kind of threw me, because I try and meditate. I'm not really that into it. You know, I can, go through the motions and, but even guided meditations, I feel very distracted. I can't keep my attention focused on, what you're supposed to be focusing on. So, but I was just surprised by just things that were like bubbling up. Just memories or experiences I had when I was little of how I would see the world. I think it just, it really kind of surprised me. And it was just such a beautiful location. I mean, you don't get anything better than Sedona.
Sedona, yeah.
The drive, I had a very short drive from the hotel to the Sedona Conscious Center. And, but just the mountains, the views. I had one day where I was able to do a little bit of sightseeing of things that I hadn't seen before. But it was really joyful, very joyful. Each of the seminars, each of the workshops were so informative and so enlightening. And the location was just perfection. It was perfect. And I tried to, keep those good things that I started there, like trying to do daily meditations on my own, trying to eat healthfully. The food there was just phenomenal, just phenomenal. I was so proud of myself that I ate kale, because I'm one of the ones that does not like kale, but whatever they did, I have even spoke to the person who prepared it, and she told me how she did it. So that's next on my list to do.
Nice.
So I'm just trying to take little pieces from it and trying to keep it in my daily life,
Awesome.
So it stays with me.
That's powerful, because we can carry it on. That's the thing. We don't have to go to retreat to be in this connection and to have those experiences. And yes, it's different, and there's an intensity, I would say, to it. But that's it. How we can weave, the spirit into our daily life. That's it. It's there whether we recognize it or not. So it's really wonderful when we can enhance our life.
And even, I like too that you brought up the food, because even the love through the food was amazing, and that you can continue that for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Maria says, I'm eating kale and chicken Caesar salad at the moment. Love it.
Well, thank you so much, guys. It was
Love
great.
you guys. It's so
Thank you for all the work.
I love
It was
this
perfect.
reunion. So
Till we meet again.
Yes.
Till we meet again.
Thank you.
love that.
Wow.
So
I know all these feelings. Holy.
I know. Oh, Tracy.
Hey.
Tom. Hi, guys.
Tom, hi.
Just unmute yourselves. There you go. Tracy, I can probably do it for you. Unmute. There you go.
Hi.
Done. Hi, friends.
Hi.
Everyone. I didn't expect that. I was over here hiding.
Who would like to share?
I nominate Tom.
Oh,
Tom's nominated to share first. Yay, Tom.
So just to add on to what other people have said, it was an amazing experience. I want to thank all three of you for just the whole thing. And I'm still pinching myself that I went, and I'm trying to keep the energy with myself still, but it was a life-changing experience for me. Especially during the Reiki sessions and what we went through, and the experiences that I had, having had Reiki since the 90s as a client, to be able to do it in a different, participating in it it was amazing. Just life-changing.
Wonderful.
I love that. Thank you.
I agree with everything Tom said. I think also the re-entry part for me was also pretty significant, like hitting a brick wall kind of. I don't really know which direction I'm going. Like, I don't feel very tethered to anything. Normally I'm like, get up, my day starts a certain way. I kind of have like a way I go through things. I had some like big changes going on in my life anyways, but I like woke up today and I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do like a job or if I want to do something more connected to spirit. Like, I just feel like at this very big why in the road. And like, I thank all of you. It was just such a exciting experience, as well as just like transformational, but it's also like conjured up some like really big conversations with myself around like authenticity and integrity, and like, how do I align my whole self with like creating income and all those things that like line up so that I'm not really two different people. It's kind of just put me in such a, like, so many thoughts going on. It doesn't help. I also have ADHD, so.
Or does it help?
Or yeah.
Thanks, Debbie. Kevin knows me pretty well. I'm usually pretty level-headed, but honestly, like the last, I would say 3 or 4 days, I just feel like a bit unraveled, but not like, and I'm not sad. I'm just like, I feel like just another big shed of maybe like previous self, and kind of feeling a little rudderless also, like how to go forward. So that's not a bad thing, just lots to examine.
If I could just add, I came by myself, and it was so nice to be welcomed, and Jeffrey helping with the room, and then getting a great group of housemates. It was just a whole wonderful experience. So I want to thank everyone that helps with everything.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Tom, were you in the JJ house?
Yes.
Oh, fun.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, we had a side trip, and then we had a dinner guest, a couple dinner guests actually at the last dinner. So it was really nice. It was
Wonderful.
a really nice, incredible. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Blessings, you guys. It's wonderful to see you both.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Bye, friends.
Mariana.
Hi. Yay.
Maybe.
Matt.
Maybe. Yeah.
There he is.
Hi.
Hi, friends.
Hi.
Hey, everybody. Terrible camera here.
It's good. Who would like to share?
I'll go. I had a lot of challenges with reentry.
The reentry
It
thing.
was such a beautiful time with everybody. And I too came by myself and met really, really wonderful people. Everybody was so welcoming, and the three of you, the content that you provided was kind of off the charts. I really enjoyed my time. And then today's been rough, but hey, I'm here.
Thank you for being here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to navigate today's energy, but we are here, and we're going to sit in the power at the end, Mariana, and I feel like it'll be very helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Matt, how about you?
Well, reentry was pretty smooth for me, I have to say, because I came back glowing for days, and I was enjoying it. In fact, I cleared my dining room table, moved all my junk out of the way, set up a little altar, and Kevin, all the cards you gave us are like treasures for me. All those little details really added to the whole experience. I actually loved them. So I've got them lined up with some crystals, with some other things, all the stuff that we got in the gift bag. And my at Susan Lindsay event last year, I got some cards by Colette Baron Reed, what they're called, Oracle cards. So I've got those. I've got all my Reiki books. I've got my everything lined up, and I've been sitting there for days, just sitting with it, repeating all the symbols, writing them out, tracing them, and doing Reiki on myself. So the letdown has been really slow, and I'm retired, so I don't have to rush off to work and go crazy and look at people that I don't want to talk to.
Well, that's helpful.
Right?
Yeah, huge. Mind the camera. Yeah, huge. And so everything was fine. I still have this crazy head cold, and until today. So,
Matt, now you have that quote that you do.
Yes.
You happen to have the quote?
I do. I brought it up here. It's from a French writer from a long time ago named René Domal. Do you want me to put it in the chat? What do you want me to do with it?
Read it.
Can you read it?
You can read it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, even better. Oh, good idea. What a good idea. Okay, it says, you cannot stay on the summit forever. You have to come down again. So why bother in the first place? Just this. What is above knows what is below, but what is below does not know what is above. One climbs, one sees. One descends, one no longer sees, but one has seen. There is an art of conducting oneself in the lower regions by the memory of what one saw higher up. When one can no longer see, well, one can at least still know.
I love
Isn't that great?
That's wonderful.
Such a,
Yeah.
And I've held on to this for, I think like 40 years when I got it from one of my first retreats way out in the middle of way out in the woods years ago. And I saved it. And I thought, this is going to come in really handy. And I just held on to it as part of my personal cultural history with all the tchotchkes and things I've got from over the years, including Kevin's cards. The orange kerchief, the red square, Debbie's crystal, and the Reiki books and everything. And so I love my little altar, and it's so half-assed right now because I'm hoping to move, and so I'm not really going to town setting up something nice, but it's working, and I'm loving the Reiki, and I felt a shift. I'm doing the Jeffrey Peck 30-day 1-hour deal. I'm trying that. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. The other day I noticed, I don't know what it was. When you're walking along and you're cleaning, you're picking things up, and you're just minding, mundane things. I get the sense of, wow, something has shifted. And I don't know exactly what. I know what. Just a lighter sense of being, and just a joyful presence within. And like, oh, cool, I like that. And then I looked over and I saw like 111s or 222s, that kind of stuff, which I see all the time.
That was your validation.
Yeah, exactly. And so then, so I keep doing it, and then I can feel it on my body. And something and something went away. A personal thing. I don't want to get into it, but I'm like, okay, that's gone. Well, that's good. I'm like, I'm going to keep doing this because I don't like those things, and I'm a vegan. So I cook like what we had there. So that's, I just flowed right into that. So that's not a big deal. Yeah, that's all the news from my corner of Boston.
Oh, Matt, thank you so much. And thank you for that quote. And if you do feel like it, I don't know if it'll fit in the chat, but that'd be cool.
Yeah, I can put it there so others can have it. I'll work on that right now. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Matt. And keep going, you guys.
And JJ's going to pop on. Do you have the link, JJ?
Charlene and Christine.
Hi.
I'm cooking, so I'm going to mute.
Sure. Cook with Charlene.
I'm waiting for food to get delivered, so I am doing great. I feel like I don't know where to even start. I can start with gratitude, though, for the three of you making like such a wonderful like place for all of us. Oh my gosh, it makes me like want to cry. But I'm one of those people that came. It's like my first retreat, never done anything like it. Very much a leap of faith, but it felt like absolute like. More than I couldn't even have imagined like what to have expected and like what actually came through. So yeah, I just like want to say thanks and encourage people who are thinking about it to like, if you feel like it's something you might want to try, to do it even if you're afraid, because like that's kind of how we have to do things. I feel like in life you're going to be afraid and you do it anyways if you feel that it's going to be, something that benefits you and others. And just so many different pieces of each of your workshops like came together for me. And I took some like personal hikes and had like experiences I've never had before in my life. Things were just guides revealed to me, and like taking pieces of each of your, such lovingly thought out like workshops that you made for all of us, like really coalesced. And then in like this beautiful place that I also felt very like pulled to, and the energy there is so available. And then I came home, and I live in the Washington, D.C. area where the energy is so different. Especially today. But one thing I learned, and I had taken like Reiki level 1 and 2, previously. So like one thing that I learned is that all that energy we had together and from the land there is available here. I just had to, I was using my Reiki and finding it here, and it wasn't different than there, it's just that sense of like, this came from like your meditation, Jeffrey, that like it's inside here.
Yeah.
Love that, Christine. Love that. Yeah.
It's theirs. That's so wonderful.
It's
Yeah.
everything.
And it takes
Wow.
something, we were thinking about, like when we retraced in the closing, just talking about Euquala and the intentions that we had set and what kind of called to people to be a part of it. And it really does take something, to show up, because sometimes it's the nerves or the fear or the logistics or all the things that can be in the space. And yet on the other side of that is all the feelings of feeling it's so perfectly timed, and the joy and the excitement and the connection. It makes it, to me, it's a wonderful piece. And to bring that into where we are, wherever we are in the world, whatever our situation looks like, that we can have that, and where that power lies is truly within. So that's wonderful, Kristen.
Yeah, we carry it with us everywhere we go.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Charlene, would you like to say anything?
Or we just, I love watching you cook though, Charlene.
Fine. Yeah, we're totally.
What time is dinner?
Totally. I am kind of hungry.
You're muted. You're
Good.
muted.
Okay, I'm just gonna switch rooms so I have a little privacy in case somebody comes home in the middle of me talking. But well, the event was just beautiful. It was just totally gorgeous, and I just appreciated every single moment of it. I appreciated the opening ceremony with the fire and the moon, and then I appreciated each and every one of the class offerings. It was just beautiful and amazing, and the closing ceremony was gorgeous, and having Euquala there with the drums and everything. And the healing from Kevin was crazy awesome. It was just amazing. And he did a healing, he was in trance, and he told me the next day that he just used his third eye and just, knew intuitively to go down my arms. And at the time, I'm just sitting there and, I'm thinking, okay, energy on my arms, cool, but it didn't dawn on me until like the next day when we talked about it at the goodbye breakfast, that I'd had this really unusual pain in my arms for years. Wow. And it was such a low level pain that I just wouldn't even think about it. But it was always there. It was like, it had the scale of 1 to 10. I would say it was like a 1. And I never knew why. I always thought, oh, it's probably because I like biking, and I'm always like on my bike, my arms are up and, and then I got a new bike, and I started sitting upright, and the pain still didn't go away. And then I thought, well, maybe it's, because of this other activity I do. Maybe I'm just always using my arms. But I stopped that other activity, and then I would go for massage therapy, and you get a full body massage, but then when they're working on the arms, it was always my favorite place. I'm just like, oh my God, if you could just work on my arms all day, and they would do the arms and the hands, and I would be so thankful for, my massage therapist doing that for me. And since Kevin's healing, I've not had that pain at all in my arms. It's just and so I started thinking about this because intuitively, the last year or so, I've really been getting some hits that I'm to be a healer of some type, some type of hands-on healer. And so I thought, okay, there must have been some blockage there, some kind of energy blockage that has been removed now. So it's like, okay, cool. I'll be more open to that, the energy moving through or whatever. So I'm staying open to whatever, wherever spirit moves me and takes me, and, keeping my eyes awake. Oh, and here's another thing. Okay. I kind of went into the, one of my goals for the weekend was just to release all fear of death. Just release all fear of death, and just not be afraid of this at all. And so, interestingly, this past weekend, my father-in-law passed. And naturally, of course, my husband was very broken up over it, and my kids are super broken up over it. It was not an expected death. My father-in-law was 85 years old, but he was in super good shape, and he was extremely active. We're talking like running 5Ks and going to the gym, you know, that level of fitness. And he died peacefully in his sleep. And my husband was supposed to have gone golfing with him that day. You know, they had a golf date set up. And so it was very shocking, you know, and everybody thought he was going to live to be 95, right? And so the family's in shock and everybody's, you know, crying in a mess. And I'm just like this pillar of strength for them. You know, the death did not hit me hard at all. And I don't know if it's because, you know, I've been through it with my own parents or whatever, but it's like, I just knew right away. It's like, okay, he just changed form. You know, he just changed form. And I also understand that, you know, it's his choice of when to go. And I was so inspired by how he lived his life, doing all the things he loved to do with the people he loved the most, right up until the end. And I thought, if that's not the best way to go, I don't know what is. So, you know, I'm just so grateful, you know, for this whole thing. But then on the other hand, it's like, you know, what are we? We're in this world, but not of this world kind of thing, you know? And it's like, all right, socially, I'm supposed to be crying, right? Because that's what's expected, right? And everybody's crying and everybody's a mess. And I'm just the pillar of strength. And so that's, you know, I'm like, okay, I just have to release all judgment, you know, all judgment, all self-judgment, like I should be crying or, you know, whatever, all expectations, and just be in the moment and trust my inner guidance and trust spirit. So that's what's going on with me. That's
You're doing it.
Yeah, and I love that you said how you described him just being in a different plane. You know what I mean? Like that understanding and that grasping of that. And of course, there'll be times when it's like, oh, he would have been here, and that feels different. But that's the normal process of us being in this density. But I love that. That's beautiful. That's a good place to be, Charlene.
Wonderful.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, ladies.
Hugging you both.
Yes.
Aww.
We have JJ and Richie.
There's Richie. JJ.
Hi, friends.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
There they are. Woo! I want a hug from Richie right now. I need one of your hugs today, Richie.
Hugs to all of you guys.
Yay.
Yeah.
So good to see you both. Who would like to share? Richie. Oh, actually, oh my goodness, like the series that you did with all of your videos. I mean,
oh
wow.
yeah,
Holy
I
cow.
could talk about it forever. Yeah. I mean, that was like 5 hours, 4 hours.
It was wonderful. I listened to
I did a live with Terry. Yeah, I could talk forever about Sedona. It was such an amazing experience. Life-changing for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think the stage that you guys provided for all of us with your intention, we lived in spirit for a week. And it's weird because you live, you know, in your regular routine and at home, and you meditate and you get close to spirit, but to actually live in spirit the way we did at the retreat, we experienced synchronicity every single day, like the whole day, not one time a day, like the whole day was in sync with spirit. And it was just an amazing experience to feel connected to 50 different people that you don't even know. It was amazing.
Yeah.
The energy in your voice sounds different, Richie. The way
I'm not the same person that I was before. I got there. Even my family noticed it. Like when I came back and I was explaining everything, and even in the videos, I tried to like really live the moment so that everybody could see and feel what I felt through
Mhm.
my eyes and through
Mhm.
my words.
Mm.
You know, they could share the journey with me. I think
Yeah.
that was the gift that I wanted to give everybody because you guys provided me with that gift.
Yeah, that really stood out, Richie, in because I heard you asking, like, what can I do now to, and it's like the sharing part of it is, like that energy exchange that happens when you share your story. And what stood out, I want to acknowledge your vulnerability in your sharing really touched me. I thought it was so beautiful to just hear you speak about things that I would have a sense that you don't speak about always with everybody. And so in that, it was really powerful. So thank you.
Well, I would have to thank you for that because you had told me that the definition of healing could be anything. It's not one thing. It's not specific to only one thing. And so I thought, if I could share a piece of myself, then maybe somebody can relate and that helps them, through their process.
Yeah.
So it was, it's because of you, Debbie, and Jeffrey. You guys provided a space for me to feel safe enough to be honest enough with everybody.
Mm.
And then everybody was there to help me, like JJ, Evan, Lisa, Terry, always like encouraging me, pushing me forward a little bit more every day.
So great.
Totally.
So great.
It's not so easy to share.
Can't hear you. Can't barely hear you.
It's not so. Hello,
You're
testing,
good.
testing.
There you go.
That's better.
It's not so easy to share in the group, especially for newcomers. And I know, like, I think I've gotten past this, but then you share something, and then afterwards you're like, oh my God, I shared something. Like, how did it sound? And one thing that I really appreciated is how many new people there were at this event, and I think that a lot of them did speak up and shared their feelings, which just goes to show how supported we all felt, even before like the first class began, is how I'll say it. And so we're almost coming in like, instead of this is our first class, it's like, it's been a 3 days in, so we already got this head start by how supported we all felt because of the online community, and plus all of the information that that was given to us before, once we signed up. So you guys did a really good job.
Oh,
yay.
Yeah, yay.
Yeah, yay.
Yeah,
You're still laughing at the end, Tuta.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I love how you put JJ and Tuta on your screen name. Tuta.
We're together.
It was great. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Tuta, so I have this light language that actually came out in Sedona, and Richie visited the place where it came out in Sedona with my friend Adele. Super beautiful, like horse property, medicine wheel, all sorts of good stuff there. And yeah, with this light language, I've had it since 2016, and I just have to step out of the way and let it come through. And I thought at the end, I'm like, Kevin, I'm like, Tuta wants to like connect the earth here in Sedona with people. And then when it came time for Tuta to come out, they're like, honey. Tuta went through like everybody and did some of the dumbest, ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, oh my God. I'm surprised I didn't moon that person.
I know.
Well, you did.
You did.
You did.
My friends were on.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's hilarious. Anyways, so wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just lovely. Re-entry, terrible, just terrible re-entry. It was like, because it was so connected. I've been on retreats before. This time it was like, like I left my family.
Yeah, yeah, that's how
And
it felt. Mhm.
yeah, this one was really tough for me. And I think next time I'm going to be really conscious of making sure I set it up for success before I leave, now that I know what it's like to be with so many supported people. Because it's like a family reunion.
The connection was
And
real.
everybody's your biggest cheerleader. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
are in support of you. They're holding that space for you. They're doing all the things, and it's so wonderful to be in that energy of love. It's incredible.
It's almost like I need a holding space after Sedona. Like I can't go home yet.
Right? Yeah. That's an idea.
JJ, do you think there's anything that we could do to support in that, or do you think it's a personal as far as the re-entry?
It was really shocking to me because I've been to a lot of retreats and they've all, been in Sedona. But you guys just set it up where it's like home and the family reunion. So when you come home, I mean, the only thing I could think of would be, and I've heard the speech before, like when you go home, they're not going to be at the same frequency.
Yeah.
And maybe just saying something maybe at the end of because
I
that's
think
what they
that's
did at
good.
the other retreats. And it's like, oh yeah, I don't have to be mad at people like when I go home because they're not like, woo.
Yeah.
We can also be intentional, JJ. I think as I'm thinking right now, and is to ask for more guides to help in that situation. Like some people would say angels, calling in some extra angels as you go home, and kind of help with that energy and the vibration shift.
Ooh, I love that. Like, yeah, can you guys go ahead and like declutter my house for me?
Exactly, like that.
Right.
Or do we need to cut the cords like Kevin?
Oh yeah,
when we leave Sedona.
Right.
That's us. Yeah, do we cut the cords when we leave?
It could be. Yeah, I think it could be personal, and that would probably resonate with lots of people. Yeah. Remember that? Did I talk about the baby bird? And it's like the re-entry in the sense of the baby bird and who we show, and sometimes they're just not going to get it, or sometimes their reaction is like kind of lackluster, and that can kind of be a lot when we're up here going like, and they're like, so yeah, maybe spending a little bit more time in the conversation.
I think so.
Definitely.
Cool.
Like a little prayer of like, we know we're going home and people aren't going to understand that every little thing that we think is a coincidence is so special.
Hi.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi. Hi, Richie. Hi, JJ.
Hey, Dawn.
Jeffrey, Kevin, Debbie.
Hi.
Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh, this was such an amazing journey. And woohoo, I won the lottery. Debbie and that was delightful. I'm getting choked up now. What is left with me? I got really sick for about 6 days. I thought it was 5, and then I went out on my tractor and got sick all over again. But I've been told that that's pretty normal for what we went through. This was my first spiritual retreat. This was my first reunion with people since right before COVID, because as you know, I'm usually wearing the mask because I can't get the shot. So it was kind of a shock to the system that I was going to do this. I was very nervous going up. I have put on many conferences and retreats in the past, and I never had a problem facing people. But being in seclusion for the last several years, it was a whole different thing. And then, as Richie pointed out, and others, to be welcomed with such love and warmth when I got there. And I don't know if this was the first conference or retreat you guys have ever put on. You did a phenomenal job. It was just amazing. The synchronicity of everything, the way everything flowed in and reinforced every other thing that we were being exposed to. And shockingly, the first time we kind of had to face a day like today, I cried all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Today I find myself, and I'm someone who really struggles to find grounding in this world. I often go outside and stick my bare feet in the sand and like really try to stay connected to this world, because I'm kind of like that little body of a person in the head of Men in Black. Remember where he's sitting there? Yeah, that's how I often feel. I feel very disconnected to my body, very disconnected to the world. And I'm feeling so grounded. And I didn't cry once today, even though I told my husband, I'm like, I should be crying. I should be so distressed. Somehow I feel things are going to work out. And he's like, are you nuts? And yes, probably. So thank you for that gift. I meant to write each and every one of you a love letter. I haven't gotten around to it.
This is the love letter, Dawn. Thank you so much.
This is a live love letter.
Thank you.
Well, then, what I would have also said in that love letter is, you made me feel loved. Thank you.
Wonderful. You are loved.
You are.
Thank you. I love all of you. And Richie and JJ, you guys, just everyone there added to the event. It was just such an accumulative adventure.
Oh, I like that, adventure.
So thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you for giving me this voice.
I think we're such a blessing. Oh my gosh, to just be with everyone again just feels so good. And I think we're at the point now that we could go ahead and do the sitting in the power, Kevin, if you want to guide us in that. Jeffrey, Kevin.
No problem. Do we want to add everybody to the screen?
If we can, let's try it. Brianna, you think we can? I don't know how many people can come on here.
Let's see who we can add. Has a limit of 10.
At 10.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. So Debbie, the only thing I can't do is I can't do the music because I'm not on mine. I'm not streaming through my thingy. So it doesn't come up here in my.
Oh, music doesn't?
Mm-mm.
You can't.
Because it's attached to my StreamYard. It's uploaded to my StreamYard.
Oh, got you.
Yeah. But that's okay. I think silence is fine. No?
Yeah.
Can you sing? Can you sing it, Kevin?
Can you sing for us?
Not without practice and warming up my vocals. So no. Why don't should we mute our microphones?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Except everybody but you.
Sure. So what we're going to do, you guys, is just really, wherever you are, just find a comfy spot in your chair or lying down, or if you're watching this afterwards, listening to it afterwards. We've all been through a lot, and today was a big day in lots of ways, and people are really, I think, struggling and feeling a lot of loneliness and lack of direction, really grieving. And so it's really interesting timing that we've all come together. And so, like we said in the beginning, and we heard it throughout some of the shares of where our power really lies, and that's really within each and every one of us. And so just take a moment, get settled into your chair. If you just start to bring your awareness to your breath. There's so many distractions in this world. And so in this moment, not looking at yesterday, not looking at tomorrow, just being really present in the now. Just allowing any of those distractions to fall to the side. And for some, the mind will wander, and that's okay. we can just gently invite ourselves to go deeper just for this moment. Just allowing the stillness to move in. You probably start to feel the energy shifting. Perhaps there's a place in your body that you identify as your power. And so as we sit in this power, let's expand it outwardly. Just allowing that power to fill our entire body. You might feel a bit of chills or the temperature change. Just allow whatever comes up for you. And as you expand that beautiful power, that light from within, just imagine it traveling beyond your body. Perhaps for some of you, it's already expanded into the room. And in that beautiful expansion of your power, your light, however you see that, I just want you to link with one another. And as you've linked in with one another in this beautiful, expansive, beautiful power, we're just going to sit here for a moment. And I just want to remind you that even in the most challenging of moments, that we can step into this beautiful space of our power, knowing that the Spirit draws closer and is there to support us and give us this sense of peace with this beautiful unconditional love for each and every one of us. And so step into that today. Wow. You feel that stillness. It's so beautiful. Whenever you might be ready to open your eyes, you can open your eyes. Nice. Oh.
I don't know why that keeps happening.
Wow. I feel a little lightheaded. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, that was intense. That was a beautiful energy, you guys.
Thank you, Kevin, for guiding.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. So thank you, everybody. It was so wonderful. What a great coming together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really, truly wonderful to see all of you again and feel all of you again and hear your stories and what you've been able to do for yourselves. You know, this whole event we put together was for all of you and for all of us and the community that we are, the soul contracts that we are, like we talked about in the workshop. You know, we all coming together in this moment. You know, you have a good 50 years of your life. I'll see you in Sedona. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Wonderful. How do we say goodbye to this?
Right? We're all like,
Well, just stay in the power. And again, I think what Kevin said, you know, we can always meet back up in this space alone while we're alone. We're never alone. We're all connected. So we can keep it going. So that's beautiful. And so looking forward to being in person again and keeping this bus going.
Yeah.
Keeping this journey going.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We'll Thank you so much for sharing your stories, and Allie. And we can only get 10 people up on the stage, so I guess.
Yeah.
We can do this. There we go. Hi, Allie.
Who'd you put out?
Well, Dawn put her screen out, so I thought she was saying anyway.
I was just waiting to say thank you very much. And during that meditation, I went from being kind of a little bit humped forward to like fully sitting up, hands open, full power. So thank you. I am standing in the power.
I love it, Allie.
Great.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So
all right.
All right, you guys. Blessings.
Nobody wants to go.
I know, no one wants to go. Blessings to you all, and yeah, until we meet again, we are connected so beautifully, and I love it.
Absolutely.
And for folks who are in the chat, thank you for hanging out and sitting in the power with us. That's so beautiful.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. We'll see y'all
Thanks
again.
so much.
You can
Thanks so
Bye,
much.
everybody.
Thank you.